operational experience, what are the biggest pain points UAV platforms face when it comes to power and endurance?
Yeah, obviously the biggest thing, they're very unique, right? Everyone thinks that, especially like when you're talking about like military, UAVs, there's so many different mission sets, right? So you might be, and this is the hard part for planning and when you're talking about power, right? A perfect example of this is back in the teens, at one point, they didn't have any type of alternator on the aircraft. Right, with it, and so what we were finding is where we were operating was was a handful of hours away from our base that we were taking off and landing from. And so if you're 5, 6, 7 hours away, that makes it a little more challenging to recover, right? And so we were realizing really quickly that we kept having all these generator failures, and eventually they incorporated in a direct drive brushless alternator. Or a permanent magnetic alternator was the other option. They essentially gave it two different options there with it, and so the they needed that justification there. They needed the not the justification, but they needed that extra power because aircraft were having issues with the current generator system and essentially failing and then crashing before they could make it back. And where the DDBA or that direct drive really helped solve that problem and allowed us, that way if we had some type of energy issue, that's a big one, right? That played into it there.